Hey guys, I'm Matt Thomas, Chad Schneider with the Altitude Group at Compass, coming to you with a market housing update as we do every month. This clearly is different. In the past, we've even done like a March Madness special, kind of goofing around. We've got our own March Madness going on right now with the pandemic, and so you're all social distancing at home. That's what we're doing as well. Coming to you from our home offices, and just wanted to update you kind of on what the market's doing currently. Thought that would be much more valuable rather than going over numbers that from last month, which nobody cares about at this point. So certainly we are mostly concerned about your health and your well-being, being at home. Hopefully you're finding some good things that are good to take from this, but ultimately, we just want everyone to be safe and healthy. So we hope that that's your situation, and we'll be reaching out to you in the coming days and weeks to make sure that you are okay. Let us know what we can do for you.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone that's obviously out there working on the front lines in this environment, from the healthcare workers to the essential services and business, from grocery stores and gas stations. Obviously, those people are experiencing different times as well, and having to deal with all the craziness of people piling into those stores. So they're obviously exposing themselves to more people as well, and they're not really able to control that. So we want to obviously thank them for their services, and they're in our thoughts and prayers as well.
Yeah. So listen, a lot of you, the last thing you're thinking about in this current environment is real estate, but some of you are thinking about it, and that's part of the reason we're reaching out. We're getting a lot of phone calls, text, emails, questioning kind of what's going on. How do we see things? Will there be a recession? Can I still sell my house if I need to? Can I still buy a house if I need to? And a lot of you don't need to, and you're waiting it out, and we get that. But we wanted to be able to address that. Clearly, we have no crystal ball, right? So we can't say exactly what's going to happen. Certainly nobody does, and hopefully you don't expect that from us. We do want to be a resource for this. So we're just going to shed information, shed light on certain events as they happen. What we can do from a projection standpoint is kind of look to the past on what we've seen from different events, such as like 9/11 versus the economic meltdown in the mid 2000s, or like 2008, 2009. And just kind of give you an idea of what's happened from there. And we'll do that actually in another video. We'll go over that in more detail. We want to just continue to produce that information for you. One of the things that's interesting we've seen is that iBuyers have disappeared. So this is the Open Door, Redfin, Zillow offers. They've all pulled out. They were working well in a hot market. They were starting to take some market share. People thought it was convenient, although it was, usually at a loss for most sellers. But some people were doing that. They've all disappeared. I think that's an interesting observation. But as your local real estate agents, we want to be resources in the community for you. We're still here. We're always going to be here, as we always have been for you. Chad's going to talk about a few things that are changing just sort of in the local market, kind of day by day. So Chad, what do you have going on?
So obviously things are changing day by day, like you mentioned, but what we're experiencing right now is we still know that there is low inventory, which is obviously advantageous to sellers. Showings have started to slow down a little bit, and that could be just based upon, people respecting obviously the orders of staying at home and whatnot, being on lockdown. But there are people that still have to move, and they have to find a replacement home, or they have to find a home because their lease is up. So obviously everyone's situation is different, but we're also seeing that people are just hitting the pause button. They're gonna maybe wait this thing out, see what happens on the other side. Who knows how long that's gonna be? So I guess with that, you should also expect, the process to maybe not be as smooth as it has been in the past. You have to be more receptive to things changing, which, again, it could from the closings to trying to schedule inspections and appraisers. Those third-party vendors might be delayed, or they might be backed up. So, I think it's more important than ever to make sure that you're in, honest and frequent communication with us as far as your agent, so that we can all be on the same page. If we have to get extensions, we can ask for that. I think a lot more people will be understanding of delays if there are. So but we also want to make sure that everyone is following the orders and keeping everyone safe, and not having not getting sick by being exposed to other people that have a potential of being sick.
So a couple of things that we're doing, if you are in the market, if you do need to sell your home, if you are selling your home, you're listing currently or will be in the future with us during all this, if you are looking to buy during all of this, know that we will be looking to the CDC guidelines and all the things that we're hearing even from our local real estate boards on how to be safe. Sanitation practices, social distancing practices. We're not going to be touching surfaces in a home. If you feel comfortable wearing gloves or a mask, please do that. We are doing more virtual showings now than ever. Sometimes that even means the seller might, entertain a phone call or a FaceTime or something like that. But I just this past week had some 3D photos shot so that people can see what the house looks like in 3D. It's been technology that's been around for a while. It hasn't always been necessary to use, but that's one of the things we can do to showcase a home, to more properly expose the home to interested people without them having to come out and see it. Now, people are still going to want to see the home, I'm sure, but this would be able to kind of weed out those who the floor plan might not work for, where a 2D picture might not show the entire thing. So those are the types of things that we're going to continue to do. And obviously, any third-party vendors that we have through the home, we'll be asking them to take precautions as well. They'll have their own safety measures in place. You as a seller and a homeowner will have certain things that you'll want them to abide by, and we'll just work through those things as we go. So anyway,
you also
just
have to kind of see this as, sorry, but there's also potential advantages here too. So there's the fact that people are not actively out there looking at homes could be advantageous for you as a buyer, because, we still are in March. So before all this stuff hit, the market was on fire. So, there's still good opportunities out there if you've been or need to make that move. And as far as a seller as well, we're still seeing homes go under contract, as quick as, 2 to 3 days too. So, the market is still moving. There's still opportunity for people. If it's the right time for you, then it's the right time. So, obviously have those conversations with us just to see if, it's something that you want to take advantage of right now.
Yeah, very well said. So just know that we're here for you. Ultimately, whatever your decision is, we will do everything we can to keep everyone safe during this time. But we are certainly looking forward to being a resource for you, no matter what your circumstances. And again, if you're just one of those people that's on pause, normally would have been in the market at this time of year, but you're not because of what's going on, we totally get it. And there's folks that are going to wait. And at some point, there will be this pent up demand that we can all kind of release and get back to things. And we all can't wait for that. But whatever your situation is, that's what we're here for. And let us know how we can be a resource to you as always.
Yeah, and we know this is unprecedented times, so try to look at things as positively as you can and focus on the things that you can control. Spending more time with your family is obviously a benefit, building upon relationships that you maybe lost contact with, getting some projects done that have been kind of lingering for quite some time. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to, boost yourself during this time, so that when all this does end and things start to go back to normal, you can hit the ground running and have that momentum kind of boost you into the future.
Yeah, well said. Hey guys, so we appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully it's been informative for you. We are going to do another video coming up shortly about some of the comparisons with this pandemic to some of the other times we've seen downturns in the economy and the housing market and that kind of thing. Or not necessarily even in the housing market, but kind of as we've seen a downturn in the economy, how has the housing market performed? So look forward to that video and take care of yourselves, guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.